I Saved Your Life was the 60th episode of iCarly, and despite airing as a normal 22-minute episode, Nickelodeon promoted this as a special episode, which, to be fair, it was. The show had spent its entire run up to this point building up Freddy's crush on Carly, so seeing ads for an episode where they actually get together almost felt like fan fiction. This episode even had an extended version released with 7 minutes of bonus footage added. However, the extended version of the episode only aired 2 times and then was never aired on TV ever again, and it cannot be streamed anywhere. The original length episode is free to watch on streaming services, but the extended cut is only currently available on DVD, which is absolutely insane. But don't worry you worry your little butt cheeks. I did manage to get my grimy little mitts on a copy of the extended cut, so I'll be going over some of the rare extended clips in this video. I'll call out which scenes are extended as we go through it just for you guys. So it's been 14 agonizing years since the I Saved Your Life special premiered, so I decided it was time to go back and see whether or not this episode lived up to all the hype and gave us the epic high school drama we all deserve. The episode starts off really abruptly with a floating bra just in the middle of telling a scary story during a segment of iCarly. Sam explains to all their viewers that she and Spencer are the final 2 in a game of assassin. The rules of the game are whoever hits the other with a paintball first wins. And the game's not even being filmed for iCarly, so are the viewers even gonna get to see any of this? Why the hell do they care? Why is she explaining it to them? It's a waste of time. And there's an extended scene here where Carly and Sam accept a live video chat on iCarly, and the fan is supposed to give them a dare. The first guy dares Sam to get arrested, and she says, "Been there, done that," and they move on to a next kid. The second kid dares Carly to stand in a busy street dressed as a bunny and brush people's teeth for $1. After the broadcast is over, the iCarly gang tells Spencer they're going out to film a dare for a future broadcast of iCarly, and Carly's in a weird-ass bunny suit, and even though this still made sense without the extended scene of them taking the dare from a viewer, I do think the extended scene gave it a bit more context and made it make a little more sense. We then get a transition that actually shows an ambulance speeding by, and you can hear the sirens on top of the usual theme song transition music. Sam busts into Carly's apartment and screams to Spencer that Freddy got hurt. At first, Spencer thinks she's joking or is just part of the assassin game, but he realizes that this is no joke, and she explains Freddy got hit by a taco truck pushing Carly out of the way. And it's actually really startling to see Sam run in the apartment with real urgency like this and scream like something is really wrong. I don't know, something about it compared to the normal wackiness of the show catches me off guard. I have to give it to Jeanette though. The acting in this scene is pretty damn lit. Also, Sam got a taco from the taco truck after it hit Freddy, and it's hilarious that they're still conducting business right after brutally hitting a kid in the street. That's insane. Cut to Freddy in bed with a broken leg and broken arm and a patch on his head. And look, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be goddamn real. If you got hit by a goddamn truck as a pedestrian, you would have road rash, you'd have blood all over, you'd have cuts. Getting knocked to the cement is not gonna give you a tiny little head patch and you're gonna look clean as a baby fetus. That is absolutely insane, but good for Freddy. Carly and Spencer come to visit Freddy, and Miss Benson is clearly pissed at them because she blames Carly for the accident. Spencer leaves to use the bathroom in Freddy's bedroom, which I know Carly has a big apartment, but it's insane that Freddy has a walk-in bathroom in his own bedroom. That's kind of fucking insane. I'm jealous. Carly and Freddy start to have a moment where she says to him, "You saved me." But they're interrupted by the sound of Sam entering the apartment. Spencer hears Sam coming and shoots a paintball instinctively, hitting Miss Benson in the crossfire, which she deserved it. She's kind of a bozo. Shoot her with a few more paintballs while you're at it. Over at school, Sam is paranoid that Spencer will sneak up on her and win the game, so she recruits Gibby to keep watch. He tells Sam he sees Spencer over there in a fake beard, and Sam proceeds to shoot a real rabbi with a paintball. And to be honest, what was this guy doing walking through the halls anyway? She then shoots Gibby in the head as revenge, and I'm not sure if Gibby deserved it, because honestly, I really think he he thought that was Spencer in a fake beard. I don't know. Back at the apartments, Carly comes over to visit Freddie again, but he's busy in the shower. Miss Benson tells Carly she has to leave to pick up Freddie's medicine, and before leaving, she tells Carly that it should have been her, which, oh my god, that's an insane thing to say. And during an extended scene, Carly actually goes through Freddie's room and fiddles with his belongings. She goes through his closet and finds a massive picture of her printed out on the door. She actually smiles upon finding this picture as if it was something cute. What? It's actually crazy. Suddenly, there's a crashing sound, and we find out that Freddie has fallen down in the shower and cannot get himself up. And honestly, they should have got him life alert. Come on, boys. Carly offers to help him, but he tells her not to come in because he's naked. Thinking fast, she blindfolds herself as to not see Freddie's giant horse cock. She then helps him back to bed, where they kiss for the next 34 minutes until Freddie's mom comes home and catches them. And the reason we know it's 34 minutes is because Freddie's mom says, "I'll be back in 36 minutes with his medicine," and it only takes a couple minutes to help him get out of the shower. It's actually crazy how long they kiss for. When Miss Benson catches them, she physically beats Carly until she leaves and then sprays Freddie with what I thought was an unknown substance, but when watching the extended cut, they explain is a disinfectant spray from sprayyourchild.com, which is wild. Sam then pops out in some camo and tells Carly she's waiting for Spencer. Carly tries to run into her apartment as quickly as she can, and just before closing the door, screeches that she kissed Freddie. And all of Sam's flabbers are gasted. And in the extended cut, Sam actually refuses to leave and tells Carly to let her in and asks her if she wants to come talk about it. Carly then pulls Sam into the apartment, where it's implied they have a conversation, which I think this is a really great extended scene to add in, and I think these are the type of scenes that extended cuts should focus on adding, instead of just weird throwaway jokes. At school, Freddie is hobbling around with Carly when Sam comes up to hassle them for being a couple. Carly then runs off to class, leaving Sam alone with Freddie. But in the extended cut, there's a scene before Carly runs off to class where a ton of girls flirt with Freddie in front of her, and then one specific girl invites Freddie to a party. Carly then kisses him in front of the girl to mark her territory and get her to leave before going to class, which is kind of a wasted extended scene, but I guess it's kind of funny. I'll take it. After Carly goes to class, Sam tells Freddie to enjoy the attention from Carly while it lasts, and goes on to tell him how she once dated a boy who bought her a foreign bacon subscription, and she thought she was in love with him, but eventually she realized she wasn't in love with him, but the bacon itself. And I think it's really cute. I actually love that Sam is trying to be nice to Freddie and give him good advice as a friend, and not just bully him or make a quip at him. Freddie says his situation with Carly is different because he hasn't bought her any bacon, which, come on now, Freddie, aren't you supposed to be the smart one here? So Sam has to fully spell it out for him, and she tells him that Carly is in love with Freddie's heroic actions and not Freddie himself. Even though this is some truth tea, he brushes it off and heads to class, which is crazy. How can you not even think for a second that that may be the case, Freddie? She's bringing up some good points. Then Sam opens her locker and Spencer is inside waiting to snipe her, but gloats for too long and doesn't get a shot off. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because the lockers themselves are clearly stacked. How is Spencer standing in Sam's locker when the locker below hers belongs to an entirely different kid and is a separate thing altogether? It's actually crazy. At home, Spencer gets a delivery, which he very suspiciously accepts. Thinking it's Sam, he makes the delivery man open the package to reveal it's only a lollipop. And in the extended scene edition, Spencer actually stabs the box repeatedly with an umbrella, so if Sam is in there, she's definitely injured or dead. The delivery man then says where he's from, they don't call them lollipops, they call them suckers. He then assaults Spencer by slapping him in the face with the sucker, then dives to the ground as Sam comes down from the goddamn ceiling and clocks Spencer straight in the dome, officially winning the game of assassin and wrapping up the B-plot. And in the extended cut, the delivery guy actually crawls over to Spencer after he's been shot and asks him to sign for the delivery, which I actually find really funny. And to be honest, I really don't understand how Sam's an internet star. She went through all the effort of hiding in the ceiling and chasing down Spencer, and she even introduced the game of assassin to the iCarly populi, but she didn't record the giant attack on Spencer. How did she not hide some hidden cameras or get footage of that? that. That's actually insane. Cut to Carly, who's busy playing Violin Hero when Freddy shows up to upgrade the iCarly server. Carly says she thinks it's really cute when he talks geeky, and he asks why she never thought it was cute before, and she simply says that was before, you know, and kisses him. And it's really short, but in the extended version of the episode, she says an item before kissing him. I don't know why they cut that 2-second line from the regular episode, but whatever. Freddy actually pulls away from the kiss, and Carly is surprised and asks him what's wrong. He exclaims that he's just foreign bacon, and Carly jokingly asks if the truck hit his brain. Which, yes, Carly, I'm thinking if you get hit by a big-ass truck as a pedestrian, there's probably going to be some head trauma. I mean, it's kind of insensitive to say when he literally has a bandage on his head. Carly says she thought Freddy wanted to date her since the day he met her, and Freddy confirms that yes, that is true. Then Carly says she doesn't understand. Freddy tells Carly that she never liked him this way before he saved her life. He says nothing has changed since the accident and that they're both still the same people as before. He tells her she's only in love with the idea of what he did and not actually him, and says they should wait to date until he's out of the cast and fully healed. And if she's still down for it then they really can date again and the feelings would be more honest. Which they never really do, I don't think. So she really didn't like him and she really was only just into the things he did for her, which is kind of goddamn crazy. Carly gives Freddy one last kiss on the cheek as he takes the elevator down to go back home. As he stands there alone in the elevator, he says to himself, "What did I do?" And the credits start to roll. And actually, in the extended version of the episode, he screams it one last time at the top of his lungs as we see an outside wide shot of the apartment complex, which I think is a really nice touch and a great note to leave us on that should have been in the original cut. So after everything is said and done, I think I Saved Your Life is a pretty impactful episode of iCarly that's more mature than most other episodes we've seen from the series. And all these years later, I still remember almost every detail of this episode vividly. iCarly has always been known more for its wacky humor and over-the-top characters than its groundbreaking storytelling. But this episode, compared to the others in the series, takes these characters seriously and gives us some nice emotional moments. I really like how the arc given to Freddy is one that offers his character a chance for growth, and it really feels like we get to see a more mature side of Freddy with a little more wisdom at the end of the episode than we see at the beginning. It's also really heartwarming that he was willing to put himself in harm's way and get hit by a truck just to keep Carly safe. It really shows Freddy has a kind heart and cares about his friends. It's also pretty emotional hearing Sam's voice when she screams that Freddy got hurt, and then later in the episode when she has a heart-to-heart with Freddy and offers him some good advice. And even in the extended cut when Sam refuses to leave when Carly locks the door to her apartment and makes her let her in to talk to her about what happened with Freddy. Sam just really is a great friend in this episode, and we get to see a more mature side of her than we usually see. Overall, this episode hits in the feels because it shows how much and how deeply these characters care about one another as friends, and I absolutely love that. And Freddy breaking up with Carly is also a scene I never thought I'd see in my lifetime. It's a really mature decision for the character of Freddy, and I find it interesting that this episode explores the concept of truly loving someone for who they are versus loving something that someone did for you. And I like how this episode doesn't villainize Carly either for getting these feelings confused. It's understandable for someone, especially so young, to get these emotions mixed up, and Freddy understands that, and he isn't mad at Carly for leading him on or anything like that. But when he calls her out for not liking his nerdy traits, or genuinely liking anything about him that's not related to the accident, she doesn't have a good answer. And that must have stung a little bit, but was a really good character moment. It's all pretty heavy stuff that almost felt like I was watching the Zoe 101 Zoe Chase drama for a second, and that's not a bad thing at all. Something I do find a little strange is they could have easily pushed this into a 44-minute special episode. Sure, there was an extended episode that was about 30 minutes long, but it only aired twice and was really hard to find. And there was so much important plot going on with our main characters that the whole thing felt like it happened in a flash. From Freddy getting hit by a truck and injured, to Carly kissing him, to them deciding to break up all within 20 minutes, it all felt a little rushed. But saying I wish something was longer is also kind of a compliment, I guess. And I guess I'm just surprised this wasn't a full-on special, because I remember it feeling feeling like a really hyped up episode when I was younger, but they decided they could tell their story in the regular runtime, I guess, and hey, the episode turned out pretty iconic. So who am I to complain? And if I think about the question I asked at the beginning of the video, I can definitely say this special gave us all the drama we deserved. It had romance, it had heartbreak, it had drama, it had everything you needed to have a good time. And I definitely think you should go back and give this one a watch if you haven't seen it in a while. And even if you have, it's still a pretty fun one. But enough of me yapping. What do you guys think? Do you remember this one from when you were younger? Or did you not see this one back in the day? Whatever you think about it, let me know in the comments and let's kick it. And if you watched this long, why not subscribe and check out my other videos? The support would really help the channel grow, would mean the world to me. And hey, if you subscribe, just know when you click that button, a little smile's going to my face. So maybe it's worth it. All right, thanks for listening.